What's up, people of the interwebs? I have been putting off making this video. I took a hiatus for about 8 months from posting anything on social media, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and I felt I should make a video explaining why. So last July, my dad passed away unexpectedly, and needless to say, it fucked me up. I was a year and a half sober when that happened, and I quickly relapsed. I started drinking every single day for about 8 or 9 months straight, and I'm talking all day, every day. I was the most functional alcoholic on the face of the earth, and I started drinking every day, relapsed on another hard drug, and ultimately I stopped working out, stopped caring about what I ate, what I put in my body, how I treated myself. I had zero regard for my own well-being, and it was a really dark time. I mean, the biggest thing I think that I struggled with, that I'm still sort of coming to terms with just how dark it got, was I didn't necessarily want to die, but I did not care if I did, and that's a weird place to be in. And I threw any regard, like I said, for my well-being just out the window. That's the first time I had experienced any major form of grief like that, and yeah, it was a lot to come back from. Amidst that, I was going through a breakup of a 2.5 year relationship within 2 days of my dad passing. So it was a lot on my plate at once, and I'll be honest, I had no clue how to handle it. But I had the right people around me, and I talked with them, talked with my therapist, sometimes twice a week, and realized like I needed more. It took a while to click, but one of the things that stuck out was, when I was at his funeral, all of his friends would come up to me and just be like, he would always brag about how jacked you were, and how strong you've gotten, and how much you've changed for the better. And in the moment, like I did not, it's not that I didn't care to hear that, but it didn't really sink in. And as time went on and I realized what I was doing to myself, moments like that started to click and started to pull me back to the surface. I trained for 12 plus years in the gym, and all of that went away in a matter of 8 months. From drinking, not training, coming off TRT, cold turkey, eating anything and everything. Like I just didn't care, constantly drinking. Muscle just went away, body fat went up, and I just remember one day I was looking in the mirror and I was wearing a tank top and realized, like, fuck, I'm at the point where I have a gut, my body has no shape, I haven't been to the gym or touched a weight in, more than a half a year. And those moments, like I said, that I had at his funeral, where people would come up and be like, he was so proud of you for that, it started to kind of eat at me a little bit. And so from there I decided, like, I need to get back on track. This is definitely not what he would have ever wanted for me. So it takes that one thing to make it click. And I got back in the gym, started watching what I eat, started watching my steps, because I work from home, so I'm not on my feet all day. And once I started doing that, the progress started to come back. Obviously, it's much easier this time around just because of muscle memory, how long I've been in the gym. I know exactly what to do and what not to do. But I'm about 60 days into going back and getting after it, and seeing my body composition change, as drastically as it has in the last 60 days. It's a good feeling to kind of bring me back. I was not who I see myself as, is not who I was for those 8 months. I don't know who that dude was, but fuck him, because that took me somewhere I don't ever want to go back to. And I'm still processing it. I mean, one of the biggest things too is because of that whole period I spent drinking and fucked up, I didn't really have time to mentally process what happened. So a lot of those emotions and the grief is still there, you know. And now that I'm completely sober, that sort of stuff is still, you know, I'm having moments throughout the day where it hits me all over again, like it just happened. And that's the biggest thing that I'm working through right now. But I guess I'm just making this video to be transparent as to why I fell off the face of the earth for the time that I did, and to also show you guys, you know, through my experience that it's not the end. You know, like, you can come back from whatever struggle you're going through in life. You know, I talk to people on a daily basis that struggle with drinking or struggle with smoking weed, struggle with other stuff, you know, relationships. And I'm huge on the emotional motivators being the driving force that pushes you into the gym. Like, not everyone has those. And when you do have them, it's an absolute superpower to use in your benefit. It's an emotion, and you can take that and you have an outlet to put it in that is going to, you know, give you a huge reward. I mean, after anyone that is emotionally charged in any way, shape, or form, when you spend 10 years in the gym and put all of that emotion and anger and rage into the gym and into your diet and staying on routine, you just come out on the other side a different person. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And you know, if anyone's going through the same thing, let's talk about it. It's not easy, and it's not something that people should have to go through alone. I've been lucky enough to surround myself with people that may not have gone through it, but they understand where that sort of thing can lead, and they're a positive influence on my life. So they were always there. And, you know, just know that the phone doesn't weigh 10,000 pounds. Just pick it up, call someone if you need help, if you're going through the same thing or have been through the same thing. Love to hear from you guys in the comments. Let's connect. Outside of that, I'm back to the content grind. Gonna be pumping out a ton of videos over the next however long, the rest of my life. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.